Hello, it's Katsapinta and I'm live. So sorry for the delay, just a few minutes late, but I may have people popping on here for our Hangout. And this is actually our first Hangout of 2015. I haven't actually really said that many times out loud, so it's kind of weird. But, we normally do these Hangouts on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And they're about 30 minutes, and we go through different topics. So here we have Fenny. Hello, Miss Fenny.
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How are you?
I'm great. So I was just introducing the Hangout, but I don't know if I may have been muted out. I think I may have been muted out.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay, it's okay. No, I think I was muted out, but I was talking, so I don't even know if it recorded. But anyway, we'll just continue. I was just saying that we normally do these Hangouts on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, but we're doing things a little different this week. And today we're jumping into our first Hangout of 2015, and we're going to talk about Pinterest. So it's going to be a very short training. I'm just going to go into a little presentation, and then I'm going to go live on my Pinterest account and actually just go through, we're going to cover kind of from the basics to some like tricks and tips that I've learned to get traffic. So, if you have anything to add in, Fenny, at any point, just let me know, just chime in. And again, we may have other people joining the Hangout as we go. So I'm going to share my screen. I believe I was muted and talking. Okay. So, Ms. Fenny, can you see my screen? Yeah? I think so. Can you hear me? Fenny, can you hear me?
I forgot when you are on sharing screen, you can't see me. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Kind of rusty here with Hangouts. Feels like I haven't done them in so long. So weird. Okay. So, primarily the reason we're talking about Pinterest today is how to leverage it and get more traffic to your blog, right? We're all bloggers here, and your blog is like your home. And we've talked about different kinds of social media platforms, and they're all incredible platforms to get traffic. And Pinterest happens to be a huge platform that is actually very simple. It's very simple to use. And I've been using it, and kind of, I'll say I've been inconsistent with it. I've actually been inconsistent. And even with that, it's like I can go into my analytics, which I'll show you in a moment. But the traffic spikes are huge. And people share my photos, they share my videos. And it's just free traffic. It's like traffic to wherever you want to send it. So it's really cool. And it's also very simple to use. So I'm just going to start going through here. Oh, here. I just wanted to show you this. So I got this email, and I was like, holy, this is like amazing. It says that in 2014, I received, or more than 14,185 people saw pins from me, because this is my personal Pinterest, right? And I have a few boards and stuff, so I'll get into that. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, over 14,000 people, right? So let's get into the basics, right? You're going to set your profile, and I'm going to kind of breeze through this pretty fast, but I'll give you an example when I actually go into my profile, right? So the profile is very important, right? Your description, it actually, you should have a description, first of all. If you don't have a description, it's not really good, because people will look at it. And your description should, describe who you are, what it is that you do, or something about you, right? If you're a blogger, if you're, things you're passionate about, whatever it is, right? You want to share a little bit about yourself, and then you also want to add in a call to action. Calls to action are so important, right? So the call to action I use is to check out our blog, right? And then you post a blog link into the description and or a capture page. So the link that we actually use is actually a capture page linked to our blog, right? So, and I'll show you also when you actually pin how to add website URLs to the pins as well. So you're driving traffic through not only your description, but through all of your pins also. So this is just kind of the basics. So let me just go in quick here, and I'll show you my profile. So here's my profile, right? So I put traveler, entrepreneur, foodie, live in Pura Vida in Costa Rica with my hubby, want to live free and travel more, check out our blog, right? And then here it just shows our blog link, right? But let me show you. You can go under edit profile, and so this is where you put in, right? So you can do your username, and so the URL I actually put is longer, and I tracked it as well. So make sure that you track for your, like if you're going to use a capture page here, then make sure you add a tracking code, right? So I added pin. And this is off our main blog, but it leads to like a video, right? A bridge video. So you can test different things. You can just send it to your blog, or you can send it to a capture page. It's up to you. You can test that. And yeah, that's what I'll do for now. So that's pretty basic, right? I'm just going to breeze through that. And once you have that set up, the way that Pinterest works is that you set up boards, right? You can set up as many boards as you want, and then on those boards, you pin photos. So what you can do is you can scroll through the main Pinterest feed, and you can repin people's photos. You can like people's photos, and your Pinterest account kind of collects all this data, right? So it also is smart because it'll show you things that you like, right? It'll kind of show you the stuff that you're already liking, which kind of also says a lot about what people are liking, right? So the thing here is that whenever you pin, you have to add a description. Some people pin something like a photo, and then they don't put anything. They don't write anything in the description, and you're actually losing out on like keywords and stuff that people are searching for. So you want to add a description and add hashtags. I've done a lot of research on this, and it's kind of debatable whether hashtags work or not, but I put them in, right? So I have the regular description, and I also add hashtags. And then what you can do is you can connect your Pinterest account with Twitter, and then when you're posting a pin, so I'll show you this all in a moment, when you're posting a pin, there's a little checkbox on the bottom left, and it says post to Twitter. So I always have that checked. So it automatically syndicates with Twitter. And another thing, I mean, that's another reason you want to use hashtags, right? Because Twitter works on hashtags. And then you can add a site link to the image post. Even if it's just a picture of something, you can always add a link. So you can add a capture page, or you can add your blog, right? And then there's a pin it button. So the pin it button you can install on like your search bar, and you can pin anything, right? And also from your blog, you can use the pin button. And also from YouTube, you can use the pin button. So I'm going to show you this now, actually. So let me just go through live. Actually, let me see what I had. So, okay, so I'll just go through this and I'll do all the other stuff live. So as I was saying, your keywords, right? So make sure, even if you're repinning, if you're pinning someone else's content, and a lot of people don't, they don't add anything, still add a description. You have the option of adding in a description. You can add a description and like hashtags and stuff. Think of SEO, right? So an example is, for example, if you create an image, so you can use a site like canva.com, right? And Canva is really cool because it also, you can choose the image size for whatever social media platform you're using. And they have a Pinterest one, right? So you would choose Pinterest. You can recycle photos and then just resize them for each social media platform, right? And so let's say you do like I do a lot of these like images with a quote, right? So I'm going to pin it onto like a board that I have about quotes. Well, when I actually go to pin it, what I'll do is I'll rewrite the quote in the description, right? And I'll add in the author's name. And then I'll hashtag the author's name also. And anything else that I think should be hashtagged. right? So yeah, it's a lot more description, but what it allows to happen is that people can find you, right? So people can search for you and things like that. So let's say you go on Pinterest, right? You go on Pinterest.com. This is what it looks like. So you just kind of scroll, right? You can pin it, you can like it, right? So let's say, okay, so I kind of went on like a pinning frenzy just now, right? So this is my stuff showing in here, and I have my description, my hashtags, right? Let's say I really like this cat photo, right? So cat, very cute, right? I'm gonna like it, right? So it stores my like. And then notice here how it says visit site, right? Well, I'll show you in a moment how you can add a link so people click on it. See, the thing is that, okay, look. At the bottom here, the display menu, here, the display, right? It shows you the link. So when you hover over the picture, if someone clicks the picture, it'll take them to a link, right, that you choose. And also if they click visit site. So both. So if they click the picture or click this, it'll take them to the site that you choose. So I'll show you where to put that in. And then let's say I want to pin it, right? I click pin it, and then what happens is pick a board. So these are your boards, right? So I'll show you in a moment how to create boards. But it gives you just a list of boards, right? So I have one called Animal Funnies, right? So all this person put was a heart. So I'll put cute kitten. Kittens. So, I mean, that's like really basic, right? But I love kittens, kitten. And then you click pin it. Oh, I don't know how to turn my thing. Okay, well, I don't know how to turn the zoom off, but. So I pinned it. Let's see if I'm still alive. Yep, still alive. And then it shows you also other things, right? So, okay, I don't know how to get rid of this now. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's how you pin, right? So just remember to add in that description. And now if you want to go into, because there's one thing here, right? At the top, you have your search bar. So if I search for quotes, I put in quotes about change. This is what Pinterest does. It breaks it up into 3 words, right? So yeah, adding hashtags or adding in keywords really makes a difference because that's how it finds you all this stuff, right? And look, right, these are all, they have descriptions. So definitely important because it does go according to that. So going back to my profile, as I was saying, Pinterest has boards, right? So these are all my boards. I have a lot of boards. And you can create as many boards as you want. I don't really know why you would make a secret board. We're marketers, so I don't get that. And hello? Did someone else come on?
Yeah, it's just me.
Hi, Miss Poe.
Hello.
Welcome. So,
Thank
so going through the boards, right? When you're making your boards, think of keywords as well. So, I mean, the funny thing is that I actually have a lot of boards that are very, very similar, right? Coconut Life Blog with Cat and Romeo, Living It Up in Costa Rica, My Entrepreneur's Journey, Internet Marketing Training, Costa Rica Life. I do like lifestyle design in Costa Rica, Pura Vida Dreams. Like they're all very similar, but it doesn't matter, right? Like I even have one where, well, this one Costa Rica is where home is from one of our pages, and people repin this stuff, right? The funny thing is that I have one, internet marketing training videos, and I'll show you in a moment where you can share your YouTube videos, right? So these are all videos, and let me see if I can find it. I have one video that's gotten shared so many times. People just keep sharing it. And I'm like, thanks. Keep sharing it. Right? They're marketing for me and they're pinning them to their board. Well, I think it was this chat with Kat. Yeah, so here is my videos. This one. So I like 8 repins and likes, and people keep pinning it and stuff, right? So definitely good to leverage everything. Let me just show you quick how to pin it from YouTube. But pretty much what you want to do is, so let's say this one, right? You set up a new board, and what you want to do is think of keywords in the title of the board, right? You don't have to stuff it, but think of keywords, and then for sure put a description. And I would even add hashtags here, but I read a bit about it, and it says that it doesn't really matter if the hashtags are in the actual board description. So I don't think it really makes a difference, but definitely have a description, right? The hashtags really matter for the actual posts. So let me just show you quick. You probably already know this, but whenever you create a video on YouTube, right, there's a share button. So let's see here. Okay, let's get this one. So share. So it's right below, right? Right below your video, there's a share. And then you have all these social media accounts. So here's Pinterest. So let's say I want to pin it, right? So I'll click pin. And then it takes me to Pinterest. So this is what I was talking about, post to Twitter, right? You want to have it checked. You select your board. So let's say I want to do chat with Kat, right? Has a description. I would even add more of a description, and then you add your hashtags, right? So I'm not going to pin it, but you add your description, you add your hashtags, make sure post to Twitter is checked, and then just pin it, right? And then another way is when you're actually doing a blog, right? So let's say this one. So your blog should have a pin it button, right? If not, then what you can do too is you can just grab the URL, right? And let's say, okay, so I already pinned it, but then you go back here. So I'm in my board, right? You go back here and you click add a pin. And then you can either upload from your device or from the web. So I'm going to choose the web because I'm just going to, oh, I didn't copy it. I'm getting all confused now with the, forgot how to copy. Jeez. I'm having like a moment here. Okay, well, what happens is when you put the URL description in, wait a couple seconds because it's going to load pictures because it's going to actually auto-generate pictures off of your blog. So all you do is you hover over the picture, you choose the picture, and you choose pin, and then it gives you again the choice of adding a description, add in your hashtags, make sure Twitter is checked, right? And then you pin it. So when you're actually doing your profile, let's see here. Account settings. So when you do your account settings, right, you can choose like professional photographer, blogger, designer, right? That's what I have. And this is where you set up all your stuff, your description. You can choose to get your notifications, so I get them in email. And then this is where you connect your account. So this is where you connect Twitter, right? You would go under your profile, like the little drop down. So you can connect Facebook, because what happens too is that when you pin on Pinterest, it'll also auto-load onto Facebook. So people will actually sometimes like a post on Facebook of me pinning something, and then that post will take them to my pin, right? So you're driving traffic off Facebook as well to Pinterest, and then maybe driving from Pinterest to your blog, right? So it all kind of links together. And Google, I don't have Gmail connected, or Yahoo. I don't have Yahoo. But important is Twitter and Facebook, right? So this is where you connect everything. So going back to, okay, let's say I just want to, because this is where you create a board. You try in 2015, right? So you just create the board. Or let's say I just want to do a pin, right? So let's say I do a words to live by, right? This is like my quotes, one of my quotes things. So you click add pin. Let's say I want to get it from my computer. Okay, I don't know why I just kind of saved this quote. It's not even my quote, but I'll just choose it. So I don't even remember what's written here, but you get the gist, right? So I like write it, but I can't see the author, so I cannot, because you can always go back and edit it, right? So for now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to post to Twitter because I don't even have anything filled in here. But pretty much, I would type out the quote, I would add in the author, I would hashtag the author, and then I would probably hashtag like inspiring quote, right? Then I would click pin it. Okay, so this is what happens, right? So if you don't click anything, it goes back to your board, right? So now you're here, and when you hover over it, pin it shows, send shows, and this little thing, right? So that's your edit button. So now it gives you more options, right? So you have your description, so if you need to edit it, you can edit it, right? And now this is the source. So this is where you add your website, right? This is where you can add in your blog post, or you can send it to a blog post, you can send it to a capture page, you can send it to Facebook, you can send it to your blog, right? And this is how you get links to go into your picture, right? So I would add in a link, I would save, and then now if someone was to, so I didn't add it, let me just add it. Okay, well, I added the image, right, or the thing. So save changes. Okay, so now you see visit site has appeared. And pretty much, if I click visit site, or if I click just on the photo, it'll take it to my link that I just put in, which goes to my blog. And that's it. So if someone repins it, they're also repinning the site, right? And if something goes viral and people start repinning it, then they're just also repinning your link, right? Unless you go in and like delete it. But that's kind of the gist of it. That's the basics. So I just want to make sure. So pin it button, right? So the only thing is, with my account, it's actually a business account. And I think it's because when I filled out the description, I added in that professional title, right? Which I was just showing you in here. Business type, professional. Because I got an email and it said, do you want to convert your account into a business account? So I did. And then it opened up some new features for me, which show here. Tips for your business, analytics, make a widget, right? So a widget is if you want it for your blog. Tips for your business. We've had some issue verifying the account on our blog, but you can also track, from your own blog how people come through Pinterest, right? So welcome to your business account, right? Help people discover. Install pinned button, right? Get a follow me button, and then verify your website. So these are just things you can do with a business account. And now I just want to show you quick my analytics. So average daily impressions is 40, average daily viewers is 30, average monthly 727, monthly engaged. And as you can see, my traffic spikes, right? Let me just go in and I'll show you more. So, I mean, I like go through pinning frenzies. And it's funny because, like, here are the impressions, right? So top pin impressions from last 30 days. One was something I repinned, some classic vanilla chocolate ice cream thing, right? So I got that repins, right? Impressions. This is a bug one. What's the biggest bug you've ever seen? So it's just a bug. This is a quote, like it's a quote image that I created. And again, I wrote in the description the actual quote, and then I made a link, right? So people, this gets a lot of impressions. This is actually from a blog post that I recently did, Walt Whitman, right? 5 quotes about from Walt Whitman. And I wrote in the description, and I also hashtagged Walt Whitman. And then this one is a video, know more about our lifestyle, right? So another cool thing that happens that I've noticed right away is that because if your account is linked from Pinterest to Twitter, when I do these posts, like for the present, like where I actually like hashtag the author, like this one, right? I did the Walt Whitman one, so I hashtag Walt Whitman, and then automatically on Twitter, I get someone following me with the name Walt Whitman. It's like right away. So, because people search for these, like, I mean, different kinds of hashtags, right? Sometimes I'll get a lot from like Costa Rica pics or anything like that from Twitter, right? And it's because of the pin that I put on Pinterest and only because I linked it to Twitter. So everything links up, right? We always talk about this web, and this is the way everything links up and always leads back to you. So you're leading them to your blog or your capture page or your Facebook or whatever, right? And everything connects. So I just wanted to show you that. I think, let me see the audit, this one. And then it breaks down everything for you, right? Gives you some demographics. Kind of, the thing is, the majority of people on Pinterest are female. 527 versus 95 male, right? So majority of people on Pinterest are women, most of them. So yeah, I mean that you can take that into account. That's why a lot of people use Pinterest for like cooking and DIY, like do-it-yourself, crafts, a lot of like children's stuff, like creating different things. Pinterest is huge for crafts and hobbies, so think of those things as well. Definitely big for inspiration, right? And I think for business, like if you think of, you know, work from home moms, right? Anything like that, like these kinds of ideas will help you when you're doing your descriptions and your hashtags. So that's it. I think I covered everything. Benny and Poe, do you have any questions? Any questions? No, I see.
I have an account. I just have to go back through it, and I just have to go back through it, and I just have to figure out my way around it. Every social media has their, you know, their ways, their ins and outs. That's basically it, and it is an excuse to put a bunch of stuff up that I like. It's the same thing with the other social media. You're just basically sharing who you are.
Yep. Yep.
It's starting all to look the same. After a while, it all looks the same. It's the same strategy and plan as far as the content. And then it's just a question of formatting pictures. And so now I understand when I put up one picture, I need to format it one time when I pull up the picture. Whenever I pull up any picture, to format it for Facebook, format it for Pinterest, format it for whatever social media I'm using, and just keep a folder, because you're gonna go back to it. Yes.
Yeah.
I found it interesting. I just have this look like, okay, this is another leg. This is another leg. That's it. I don't have any questions. I have to get in it, and probably I'll have more questions.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome. And the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, there's so many social media sites, right? And it can kind of get overwhelming sometimes because it's just like trying to pin and put stuff on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. You know, honestly, I haven't, because it was very recent that I started using Canva, and I haven't even really formatted the size of the pictures for Pinterest. The main ones I've been focusing on are Facebook and Instagram. So, I mean, I'll even grab like the other photos and just, as long as I pin it, right? Even if it's not completely formatted, you know, I'm not in any way like a Pinterest expert, but when I saw 14K plus people from like just pins, like very basic pins, I mean, even spending like an extra 10 seconds to just add a link, literally just as a form of syndication, right? Just add a link, just pin it up, put a description, because it takes like 30 seconds, right? And not even spending a lot of time on it, because you can get lost in Pinterest, like I have a few times, right? But just adding that in, that's another form of traffic, and it's actually huge, because I never really focused on Pinterest, but here's all this traffic, and people would even message me on Facebook, and they'd be like, oh, I found you on Pinterest. And I'm like, well, that's cool, right? So, and I haven't really been that consistent with it, but yeah, it still works, like, right? So if someone really likes Pinterest and they spend a lot of time in it, definitely huge, huge traffic, right? So it's definitely an awesome platform. And Ms. Poe, do you have any questions or comments or feedback?
I don't have any questions. I think for me, I have been using Pinterest, but not. I need to go back at some point. It's on my list for sure. I need to go back. I need to probably rework the headings on my boards, and I need to work on the descriptions and things like that, because it's not. I don't think it's fully optimized yet. But I have. Well, before I even started online marketing, I was using Pinterest, and yes, it can get very addictive, and I can see it being really popular because, yeah, people like seeing really cool stuff, you know, really nice pictures and stuff. So it's on my list. It's on my list. It's been on in the back of my mind. I need to go back and really fix it up, because I'm pinning it, but I'm conscious that it's not quite there yet. So work in progress. Work in progress.
Yeah, I know I've gotten caught up in pinning. And I mean, it does help though, like if you can at least pin a few things from other people, because I know with like one thing I've learned with social media is that with any platform, the more you use the features within their platform, it's kind of like they give you a little bit more of a push for content if people interact with your stuff too, and you're interacting with other people. It's kind of like a give and take, right? So the more you kind of do on it, and the more you interact with their features, like repinning other people's stuff or liking other people's stuff, then Pinterest will give you some love back too, right? And push your stuff out more as well. So, but that's really a choice of if you want to focus in on it or not, right? But it works. It's kind of funny because, yeah, it's very similar across platforms in terms of like the rules of the game, right? The rules of the game are always social engagement. Rules of the game are always to be authentic and to post good content, right? It's always about good content. So that's it. So I kind of checked in the group. I didn't see any questions or comments. So to everyone tuning in, thank you for watching this short Pinterest training. Now go out and do a lot of pinning. And thank you, Fanny. Thank you, Poe, for coming on. You ladies rock. And this is the end of our first Hangout of 2015. So thanks for tuning in. Our regular Pro Reader Project Hangouts are on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we do different stuff. We do mindset, we do trainings like this, kind of like bite-sized. Usually they're about 30 minutes. And we would love your comments and feedback on the page. You know, whoever invited you to this Hangout, get back with them. If you want to know more about our community, we're a community of online entrepreneurs and bloggers. And we pretty much talk about, you know, living the internet lifestyle, being able to have time freedom and live that laptop lifestyle where you get to learn how to leverage social media, like we are talking about today with Pinterest, and vlogging and being able to, follow your dreams, follow your passions, cash in on your passion. So thanks for tuning in. Pura Vida, Katsupanta.